Episode 22 of the Eye Doctor podcast 22, and it's been a long time 22, and we're gonna sing a song, and now we're into the podcast. Go! Welcome back to episode 22 of the Eye Doctor UK podcast. I hope that everybody's doing well. It feels like it's been a little while since I've recorded the last one, it being Friday today, and the last one that I did was way back when in last Monday. However, you'll not know that because it consistently comes out every Sunday. I know that a few people look forward to this, so welcome back anybody who watches it regularly. I've got more to talk about this week than I had last week. I was really on a whim last week and just ran out of things to say, which is surprising for me because I never fucking shut up. Today, I wanted to start off by asking a favour from you guys. And I'm not going to ask you to subscribe. I'm looking for a big pile of cracked, working, bonded iPad displays. So if there's anybody watching this, I'm thinking like some kind of insurance company or something along the lines of that. I'm looking for large quantities like 50, 100, 200 cracked working iPad displays for reconditioning. Yeah, I would really appreciate it. If you know somebody or you think you can help me out, then send me an email to ollie@idoctoruk.com. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So now that I've done my request, I am going to talk today. Lots of strange things sort of happen when you start talking about them. So me asking for those iPad screens were just a way of sort of expressing that. And I almost guarantee now that somebody will get in touch. Once you start putting something out into the world, then it almost certainly always comes back in one way or another. So it's always interesting to see what you can essentially. It's manifestation, right? And I'm not going to go proper full-blown hippie on you, but this works for real. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know how it works. I don't know if it's just some weird energy that we don't understand. But as an example, me and Alex, the video guy, you all know him now, we just had a very casual, jokey conversation that we were watching, I don't know if anybody else watches in Mashtag, and we just said, what about if we could do something similar to that and like travel around the world and do phone repair related stuff? And it was just a very flippant, casual conversation. Not even 2 days later, a company got in touch with us and they wanted to do some work together. One thing led to another. We had a meeting with them, and it turns out that we're going to go to their country and we're going to make a really cool video about their product. And so that was that, and that really got the ball rolling because in my mind I'm like thinking, if I say this, then this will happen. Loads of these situations happen, but this is the most recent examples that I can think of. Next thing that we get, I want to go to that IFA in Berlin. I made a few conversations, made a few phone calls. Most things came up short, and then I spoke to, we've got a social media agent. This sounds mad, but we've got a social media agent. And I spoke to him, Pete at Grail. He's a good guy. And he said, let me see what I can do. And I'm thinking, no, throw it out there. I don't think it's going to happen. But all I want is tickets for the event, really. That's all I wanted. I think they were about €80 for a ticket. I was reluctant to pay that, especially if we were paying for airfare and a hotel. Anyway, we've got something really cool lined up for IFA 2024. It's 100 years of the event. I'm so excited to be going there. So in September, we're going to be heading over to Berlin to go and have a look around the IFA event. And it's been a whirlwind couple of weeks. Same with the football. We've been joking that we're going to go and crash Alex's holiday to Benidorm, and I've been joking for it since he booked it for about a year, and he said that it coincided with the Euro 2024 final. When England went through last Wednesday after beating Switzerland, wasn't it? Beat the Swiss in the semi-finals last Wednesday. Me and Nathan just had a little joke to ourselves that, you know what, if we win tonight, let's just book Benidorm and we're going to go and watch the football with Alex. Lo and behold, it happens. So we went to Benidorm last weekend. It was a flying visit, so we travelled on the Saturday after work, spent Sunday there, watched the football. Shame about the result. I know that shit happens. And then we came back on Monday, and I think just about every business across the country was shut on Monday, so it was no big dint in the world. For the record, we held a business meeting in Tiki Bar. I don't know if anybody's been to Benidorm, but it's a very funny place. And we obviously held a very important business meeting. The minutes of the meeting were basically, we're going to have a beer, except Nathan because he doesn't drink, so he had a Fanta Lemon. We're going to have a beer. I basically dropped it on Alex that I was cancelling my Adobe subscription, and we were sticking to CapCut all the way. So that was that. And that was the end of the meeting. So we had a business trip and watched a bit of football, and that was that. But it was absolutely insane. It was insane, and and joking. I feel bad about this, right? Because I don't get recognised very often from the social media stuff, right? And usually I'm the one who's telling everybody about it, and people don't really believe me. The first bar that I walked into, literally within 30 seconds of walking into the Western Saloon on the Benidorm Strip, this bloke comes up to me and he said, "Are you eye doctor?" And I just told him to F off. Because Alex was there with his mates. It was just a bit suspicious that this lad comes up to me as soon as we walk into this bar and asks me if I'm eye doctor. And I'm thinking Alex has set his mates up on some kind of wind up here. So if you watch the podcast, I am very sorry if I offended you by telling you to F off. I genuinely thought that somebody was winding me up. But yeah, fantastic little trip. The sun was out, had a few beers, and it was good fun. Saw Sticky Vicky, saw a midget stripper, saw things that I don't want to talk about. But yeah, it was good. It was really good. Yeah, so I think they're the main things that I wanted to talk about this week. In terms of repairing, yeah, we don't really, all we seem to do lately is just make videos. What I really need to do is make more shorts content. I've been really slack for the last couple of weeks on shorts, so you will see a big resurgence in the next few days. I've got a bit of a better setup, and I just keep messing around with it. But it's just wrapping that thing around my neck and actually getting on with it. What's the hard thing? The last thing that I wanted to talk about was just a real big shout out to the guys at Repart. I know I've spoke about them before, and I keep talking about them, but they're good friends of the channel and good friends of ours. And they very kindly sent a box full of their new screens that I'm going to be showing off in some of these shorts that I've just been talking about in the next couple of weeks. So I'm looking for somebody to come and have their iPhone 11 screen done who doesn't mind being filmed, and that would be great. iPhone 11 or iPhone 12, and I've got a very, very special offer for you. And yeah, we'll definitely be able to do a very generous discount for somebody who wants to be associated with that video. I don't know if anybody watches this who actually comes into the shop, or if it's mainly people who've got repair shops and that kind of thing. Geordie John, you daren't drive down and come and have a phone fixed. You daren't. And then lastly, I know I've talked about the Protection Pro screen protector cutter, but I've just come off the phone to Steve at Replace Base, and this is just like, he gave us the machine for free. I paid for the films for it, and he said, look, if anybody wants to get involved with the Protection Pro machine, or one of the plotters, it's the one what I'm recommending the most at the minute, because it's fairly foolproof. There's a little bit of a learning curve in applying the films, but once they're installed, they're absolutely bomb-proof. So if you did want to if you did want any more info on that, send me an email or find me an Instagram message, and I will be able to point you in the right direction with Replace Base. And he's very kindly said that he will look after anybody who mentions our name if they're interested in the Protection Pro machine. And the support what Steve gives with this machine is brilliant. The guys at Replace Base, he spent an hour on a video call to us last week, just training myself and the staff down here so that we know what we're doing with it, and we know the best techniques. And he gives us some like sales pitch pointers. We've never struggled to sell screen protectors from here, but it was really useful just some unique aspects of the Protection Pro system that were handy to help you sell it, really. And I call these a money printing machine, because you put a piece of paper in, it costs you £3.50, and it comes out and somebody gives you 15 quid. It's literally printing money. It's brilliant. So I would highly recommend one of these type of set systems for your store, whether it's the Forward, the Devia, the Protection Pro. I don't think there's any other brands what I've used, but yeah, they're all brilliant. I'm going to end the podcast there because I've got lots and lots of work to do. I hope everybody has a really good week, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.